What's up? I'm your boy Roy. This is ValleyFightNews.com. This is your boy Daniel Big Trip Quintana. We're just starting a podcast. We're going to see what's up here. And we're going to start getting our local fighters up in here and we're going to start talking. But today, what we're going to do is going to tell you about a little bit how we got started and where we're at in this and about where we came from.
That's right.
And, I started this shit a long time ago with a website I had. Actually, it was MMAnews.tk.
Yeah.
And that's where we started at. That was the very first one.
First one, yeah.
And I started this shit going to Taxi Palace. And we're going to get there. But the deal is we're going to... the idea behind this is we're going to start bringing in fighters, feature fighters. And we're going to give you some news every once in a while, breaking news and stuff like that. But for the podcast, it's more of a... have fun and no bullshit, no bias.
Right.
We're just gonna talk and then give our ideas. And
so this will be the official podcast for Valley Fight News.
Yes.
So we'll be doing interviews for fighters leading up to events, fighters in the gym. We'll be visiting gyms and we'll be having them right here for all of these interviews moving forward.
Yep. And today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell you about how we got started a little bit and how we came to where we are and where we're now. We're gonna try this new venture with on the podcasting and see where we go from there. So the new venture is we're gonna start, like I said, this podcast, and like Daniel said, we're gonna hook this up. And Daniel, I'm gonna introduce myself real quick.
Yeah.
About how I got started.
Yeah.
And then you can tell me how you can tell them how you got in here with me because you're my nephew.
Yeah,
just so you know, he's my nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
Uncle
nephew.
Elroy right there.
Yeah, I'm your Uncle Elroy. Anyways. All right.
All right.
So anyway, I got started in this stuff years ago.
You started watching UFC back when, though?
Oh, man, we bought that shit on tape, rented it on tape.
That's right.
Back when you can rent a VCR.
Yeah.
That's what got me into it. Me and my buddies, my brother and a few friends of ours, we were at the video store one day, and we rented this fucking UFC 1. And we're like, what the hell is this? And I look at it like, there's a guy fighting in a cage. Let's try this. So we go to...
Before that, though, Grandpa had you guys into boxing.
Oh, yeah, we watched boxing. We watched, we were really big fans of boxing. And back then, there was no pay-per-view. So when you watched the boxing match, if you couldn't make it to the event, you had to go rent it to watch it. You know what I mean?
You old as fuck.
Remember Leon Diane, the old video store? That's where we go rent it from.
Houston Hut.
Yeah.
Right.
So we go down there, and but yeah, that's how I got into it from MMA. And me and my buddies, we're all fucking sitting there watching my brother, and and we're sitting there watching this shit. Next thing you know, we're all wrestling on the fucking floor, thinking we're fucking badasses.
Then this shit got popular, right?
Yeah. After it took off, I took off after a while, but there was still 2, 3, and 4 were videotapes for us.
Yeah.
And then we didn't get to see it for a while, and then it started coming up a little bit more, and then we got to see
getting
it.
Television deals and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, it was Taxi Palace,
Yeah.
And then then we got local.
We were watching Pride before we even found Taxi.
Oh yeah, Pride was fucking badass.
We liked wrestling and MMA, so Pride was like a mix of both.
No, I was a big WWF fan. WWF. Yeah, not WWE, WWF.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got in that shit, and I love WWF, and I think I got Daniel into it.
Yeah, for sure. Anything this guy likes, he's like my big brother, so anything he likes.
Yeah, we hang out and start watching that shit. Hulkamaniac. My favorite is the British Bulldogs, though. British Bulldogs, my guy. You were the Heart Foundation.
I like the Bret Hart. Yeah, Bret Hart guy.
And they wrestle all the time. That's the funny part. But anyway, as we go along, the way we got into the way I got into MMA as far as website was we went to a fight. Me and him. What was it? Rafael Del Rio.
We went to a WEC 10 in Lemoore at the Taxi Palace.
Yeah, Rafael Del Rio.
Who was the main event? He was fighting Mike Sir. Steve Ramirez was on the card, man. Gil Melendez was on the card. Everybody was on the card, man.
Very good card.
A lot of guys.
And see, I've been watching. I've been to Vegas already to watch UFC.
Man,
I watched the
Shamrock, right?
Yeah, I've seen Ken Shamrock and Tito, number 1.
Yeah. That's the night Tank returned.
Yeah. And that was the night Chuck fought Babalu.
Oh, kicked him right in the mouth.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah, I went to that one. But my very first WC was with you. You're the one who got me in WC because we went. We had the what's the t-shirts called?
Yeah, the Shotokan out of
Shotokan. Yeah. Gotta represent.
Yeah, I was working with Mike at the time.
I think I still got that shirt.
Yeah, that'd be nice with him. I was working with Mike, man. Shout out to Psycho Mike out there in Tulare.
Yeah.
Him and his dad were training Rafael, and they had tickets. Next thing you know, we were out there just. And I think got us hooked for the local shit, man.
Right? Oh no, it was on right there, the local shit. And I've been to a couple of UFCs after that, but it was as far as I've gotten to the way I got started with our website was I seen a buddy, and it's funny because he's gonna laugh when he sees this. I seen him. He's walking down there, walking in with somebody for a fighter. I forget who his fighter was.
Yeah.
It was Eddie Aguirre.
Batman.
Batman.
That's
You
right.
know Batman. You know Batman. And I'm like, how the fuck did he get down there, motherfucker? I didn't even be able to get down there.
Yeah.
And I knew Eddie from when we were kids and younger. I'm a little older than Eddie, but I knew him and his brother. And the funny part was like, how did he get down there, son of a bitch? And I'm like, so I'm trying to figure shit out. And then so down the road, we go to another event. I forget which one it was, but we go to another one.
Yeah.
And this is out in the parking lot, the Palace. You know what I mean?
Back then there was a couple events, man. Pure Combat was around. Or, you know what I mean?
Well, before Pure Combat, before I got started, yeah, Pure Combat wasn't around yet.
Well, you going to Warriors Cage? We were going. Was it Tachi Palace fights?
Yeah. Pure Combat hadn't got around yet, but the reason how I got into it was I was with my ex, and I told my ex, hey, well, I can get in there. Let's go get in there. So I figured it out, and then so I wrote a letter to her. I forget her name. I know her name back in my head.
Well, Mary Moon, right?
Mary, yeah. Mary
Tachi.
So I sent a letter. I said, hey, how do I get in and take pictures? You know, I want to start a website. Well, I started a website. I told her I already have a website.
And what websites were out around that time?
FU News,
Sure Dog.
Shout
out to Chris FU News.
Yep. MMA Junkie was barely getting started back then.
Cage Radio was around with Mott.
Yeah, Mott. Yeah. No, he got there a little after I did.
Oh, a little bit after.
Yeah. Okay. I barely got in there. Right, he came in later, and then who else came in later?
But it wasn't a
Bunny Mayhem and them guys came. Yeah. It wasn't big. It wasn't big. But then it got to grow big. But you know, I got up in there, and I bought this fucking camera I didn't know anything about. I didn't know what kind of camera you needed, so I got this fucking power shot camera. Like, I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And I get up in there and start taking pictures, you know what I mean? And then I got some good pictures, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about camera. I didn't know anything about shit. I was happy to be K side. I got K side like, fuck yeah. I'm on K side, no fuck this shit.
Yeah.
And I got shells fires. And I actually met, I think that night I met Steve. I met him.
Yeah.
But we didn't become friends till later.
Yeah.
And then Mickey Martinez. I met Mickey Martinez that night, but we didn't become friends. It was my first time.
Yeah.
And I ran into Chris Rahil. He used to be
yes, sir.
FU News.
Yeah.
And he's the one that helped me a lot. He got me going, and he got me into this shit where he started. And I met him. We became friends. But and after that event,
you remember why he reached out, right? Because we were using one of his pictures, and he didn't like it.
Yeah. Well, I stole a picture of him. Yeah. What was that boxer's name?
I forgot, but I just remember you telling me, "Hey, this guy Larry told me I gotta hit him up if I'm using his pictures." I'm like, okay, and then we just started working together.
And so we became friends, and he became a great guy.
Yeah,
He knew a little bit more about cameras than I did, so he had a nice camera, and I didn't know anything, but my camera's still doing good. I made some shots. I wish I could go back to the website and pull up all the old shots I had.
It'd be nice to have some.
I lost all that shit, but anyway, I did some good shots. And anyway, with my shitty camera, the biggest fucking picture I got was Phil Baroni.
Yeah,
I got Phil Baroni at it was Tachi Palace fight. Yes,
PFC probably Palace Fighting Championship.
Yeah, it was in the ring.
Yeah.
And so anyways, that's how I got started. It was MMA News TK, and then I started getting better pictures, and I started learning how to use the websites instead of building websites. And then I went to ultimatefightnews.net, and then that's where Daniel started coming in, because Daniel got a little older because he was still younger. Yeah. And then he started coming in wanting to get in, and he started coming in with us.
And then with Ultimate Fight News, we were able to cover a little bit more. It wasn't just Valley stuff. So when Alroy was doing MMA TK, it was more local stuff, anything at the Palace, anything in Porterville. When we moved the name to Ultimate Fight News, we started covering everything. Yeah. So then it was hard to keep up with everything, but because everyone else is doing that, so it came like, everyone else is doing it, so you see kind of why we let that kind of fade away.
Right, and then, we did. But we did that for a while, Ultimate Fight News, and then I went through a relationship setup. Not setup, but a breakup. And then after that, I kind of lost vision with it. And then, what about a couple years back? Daniel's like, let's do this
2022, man. Yeah.
He's like, let's do this shit. Let's get back to it. And
we started the Valley Fight News name as a forum, remember?
Oh, that's right. We did. Yeah. And I was telling Ashley about the forum, because it's funny you bring it up, because I forgot to bring that up.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day when the forum was how fights got started. That's telling him fights got started and people got matched up because of the forum.
That's crazy, man. Because it's not like it is now, like Instagram and all that. Because back when you were doing that, your whole MMA and Ultimate Fight News and all that, there wasn't Instagram.
And if you wanted news, you had to go to your laptop. You couldn't go to your phone. It wasn't on your phone. You had to go to either your desktop or your laptop. It was like this is like in the fucking what do you call it? Dinosaur ages we were back in the day. Compared to now, it's like fucking crazy.
Yeah, now you can have an Instagram page and all of a sudden you're media.
Yeah. So now, yeah, you can do anything with your phone, and we're using the phone right now to record this shit. Back in the day, I had to fucking buy all the equipment. I had to pay for cameras and all stuff. Like I said, but yeah, it was a whole different setup, and then now it's all mostly video than it is anything else.
Yeah.
But as like I said,
I think sticking to how we do it though keeps us grounded, man, and keeps us like respected.
Well, you know, I got kind of lazy and I started going to video, editing video. I'm gonna go back to fucking his next fights. I'm gonna go back to my camera, and I changed lenses and all this shit, and I didn't like where I was going. I'm going back to my fucking manual focus lens. I'm gonna go back. I used to get the best shots ever back in the day, and I'm going back to old school now. We're gonna fuck the video. We're gonna do fuck the recording. I'm gonna go back to my shit, and we're gonna do this. Like I said, we're gonna do video for this stuff and then change the video up. Because you know, if you want to watch the fights, a lot of the fights you can watch online already, anyways.
Yeah.
So there ain't no sense in me fucking cutting that shit up, editing it up. It's nice to have the knockouts, though, the good knockouts.
You got a little highlight reel, man. Those always come in handy, and you know, if people want to see those go a long way, I think, right there.
Yeah.
Then just to have that footage, to have it anyways.
Yeah, it is nice to have.
Yeah, so you know we use it for something else.
It just takes a lot of room. Hold on, taking a beer break. So we'll be right back in a second.
Big break. This beer break is brought to you by No Weak Shit Ever.
There you go. Hell yeah. Damn right. Promote that shit, motherfucker. We're going to put it up there anyway.
Hell yeah. That'll work.
Hell yeah. So, all right. So, anyways, yeah. So, that's where we're at. And now we started this and we're back. And like I said, Daniel runs everything, though. I'm just he's the guy that knows everything. He's the one that runs the website, runs everything. I just take the pictures and I just hang out.
That's all. You deserve to. He earned that role, though, man. Shit, he's done this so long, so we just need him there just to be there.
I'm the idea guy. I'm the one that started the podcast. I'm trying new shit.
He comes up with ideas and pushes us all to do them.
And I think this is gonna be great with this fucking podcast because we're gonna get the fighters out there. They're gonna be able to talk about their fights, and we're gonna talk about all kinds of shit. Though we don't have to just talk about Valley fights. Sometimes we're going to talk about people outside the Valley because they might come here and fight the youngsters, and we don't know.
There's a lot of people that go across state, man, to fight and come back. And, yeah, we got to tell that story just the same as if they're fighting at home because, man, we support them when they get out there, and it takes a lot to come from Little Visalia out there fighting like in Texas, like D.C., Texas people. And
oh, hell. I met a bunch of fighters that went to the UFC in my years and all my shit. You know, I mean, it's crazy. And I met fighters from the UFC just hanging out around doing this stuff, you know, and everything. And it's one of the neatest things in the world because, and fighters are the most humble people though because they're pretty cool, they're pretty nice, they're laid back. Yeah. And when you get to meet them, they're not really dicks. Yeah. They're like a movie star. They're like us, they're regular people.
Yeah, for
and they're your friends, basically.
For sure. I will say when we did come back in 2022, we did refocus on nothing but the Valley.
Yeah.
So like we was putting the spotlight on anybody from the Valley, and that's one thing no one can say like that we're biased. Ever.
Yeah, no.
Whether you like us or not, we're still putting stuff up there before anyone else is. We're still putting stuff out there before, you know, and we ain't in no competition because we do it for fun.
Yeah.
But it's funny to see how some of these promotions act.
Yeah. Well, these promotions need to understand that we're here to fucking promote the fighters and promote your promotion and help you out. We're not here to fucking go against you and not against, you know, we're just here to fucking put the news out and have fun. And you got breaking news, let's break it. Let's have fun. And get your fighters out there. That's the whole idea is to get your fighter out there. And I'm not gonna say names, but we got shunned. And it's just stupid though. We shouldn't be shunned from any of them. No. Because we ain't got nothing to do with anybody's promotion.
No.
It's like, hey, we're here to help you. And it's okay though. If we get shunned, we'll still go to your event and go watch it. We're still
we'll gladly buy a ticket and support the fighters, man. We don't gotta support you to support the fighters. Yeah. So that's how I see it. And we're gonna be there for anybody that we think's worthy of us covering, and man, even just breaking some guys out there that no one knows about. We want to be there to do that too, even if it's in a promotion that don't mess with us.
Yeah, like anybody we do, like I said, we do the interviews. We're gonna start doing interviews, and anybody that wants to come up and do an interview, you guys are welcome. Get up on here, and this is for the fighters and for us to enjoy and get to know people better. And this is more of it's not about trying to grill a fighter or grill a promoter or grill anything. We're just gonna hear and find out about your story, find out how you fucking got here. And then where you want to go and that kind of shit. That's and let everybody know what's up. What do you think? How you feel? You know what I mean?
Man, and we want to know something different too. We want to know where you work, man. What you do for fun. What you're out there doing on vacation.
You might be able to help somebody else out by telling them what you go through. And like I said, like he said, where you work. Cause all of the Valley fighters here are not big fighters, so they got to work. They still got to get up in there. They got to go to gym. They got to pay the,
you can't be ashamed of that shit, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. But you can help somebody out. Tell them, hey, this is how I got here. And it might help somebody else out to say, hey, check it out. Oh man, they watching. And oh, this guy he did this. He bust ass doing this. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everybody got their own thing. So I think it's gonna be great. I mean, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And but yeah, tell them about that story where we met. What's his name over there? Fucking Hackerman's buddy.
Oh, okay. We were walking into Tachi Palace. I forget what W. It might have been a Tachi Palace fight.
It was a Tachi Palace fight.
We're walking in front door at the Tachi Palace, and Glover Textures walking with John Hackelman, Chuck Liddell's old coach.
And this guy knew who I didn't know who Glover Textures was yet because he wasn't even big yet. But in Brazil, he's big. Yeah. And he's like, "Hey, that's Glover Textures. Who the fuck is that?"
Yeah. He was even a little shocked that we knew who he was. Man.
Yeah, Daniel, I want a picture with you. He's like. And
we'll
you know
that picture.
Yeah, we'll post the picture on there. But yeah, he goes, you know him? I think the Hackerman said, you know him? He goes, yeah, I know him. He's like, whoa. He was like surprised. Like,
yeah, I thought he was fighting that night, but he had fought. He came back later. Or he fought before. I can't remember.
I think it was in somebody's corner.
Yeah, he was cornering.
Yeah, because he hadn't fought yet. He was in the corner.
Yeah. But yeah, that was crazy that night to see
that like kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I met a Cal Uno at Tachi Palace fights. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's crazy. Like, and that's my biggest, my favorite. I did Cal Uno back in the day. Yeah. And I got to meet him, and that was cool. And it's cool thing, like I said, meeting all the fighters and all the bullshit.
Yeah.
And, we're not just gonna cover MMA. We're gonna cover boxing. We're gonna cover everything we can. Anything fighting related. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of boxing events coming around. There's a lot of big pro shows that are gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna break some shit. We're gonna break some shit up in a little bit about what's coming up and some fights that we got and some fighters that are gonna fight. And Daniel's got all the news. Yeah, and we'll break it out, but not right now. Tonight's our night, just to let you know that we're doing this and that it's we're gonna get it started, and we're gonna bring some old school fighters too. And like I said, we're gonna bring like old Steve Ramirez because he's an old school, the 3-second knockout king.
We'll talk about that. Yeah, for sure.
And then we'll bring out some old gyms. Like Danny KO.
Bring him out.
He's still a gym. Right now, they're competitive. Don't get me wrong. I call them old gym, but
they got a couple of champions in their gym.
That's what I'm saying. But older for me because we were old school. We met each other.
Yeah, you guys are old as shit. Hell yeah.
And then the Samurai Dojo, I like them. We went around their gym back in the day. Shit, years ago with Samurai Dojo. Yeah. And they're still hanging in there. Like, hell yeah. So that kind of shit, for me, I want to bring back that kind of nostalgia. But these gyms are still fighting, though. Yeah. And they can tell the history about, how they started and all this shit, Whatever, you know what I mean? If you want to be on here, you can get a hold of Daniel. What's your email?
I got a couple of them, man. Just hit me up on Instagram or hit me on the Valley Fight News Instagram. It's on there. You'll find it.
Yeah, and if not, hit me up on Valley Fight News on Facebook. I'm the one that runs that one. So you can DM me, and we can go from there. But I said, if you want to get up on here and you want to talk about your fight, you got a fight coming. I don't care if you're a fucking first fight or you didn't have a fight yet, but if you want to get up on here and you can come down. It's just we're in a bar in my backyard. So if you want to drink, you can drink, but don't do it right before the fight. Yeah. But yeah, it's like one of them things. Like, hey, it's all for a good time, and this is gonna be a good. This guy thinks it'll be good.
I think everybody's gonna enjoy that, man. Get their name out there. Like Roy says, you ain't gotta be the main event. You could be starting the card off. We'll talk to you, man. So come through.
And if we can get there, we'll be there and cover your fight. And if you want to do it after the fight, if you say got something to say you didn't get to say it in the ring, you didn't get to say it afterwards, you can come in here and say it again. We don't care.
Yeah.
It's all about helping you guys out and having fun and doing our thing. You know what I mean? And I think it's gonna be great.
Yes, I think we're ready, man. It's been a long time. Shoot. It's been a long time. We've been talking about it, so it's good we're finally.
So what do we got coming up right next? It's 559 fight.
That's another. By the time this comes out tomorrow. We got like less than 2 weeks away from 559 fights. 111 on January 24th at the Visalia Convention Center. We got 2 title fights. First ever super welterweight champion's going to be crowned. So, man, there's tickets for that available everywhere, man. Online. Hit the fighters up for all that. Get at them, man. It's going to be a good time again. And then right after that, leading into March, we got some big bare knuckle stuff coming into Porterville that we're going to talk about maybe on the next episode.
Yeah, we'll do that next episode. Yeah. We're going to try to give you one a week. And I don't know what day it's going to be. We're going to try to give you one a week. And just so we're going to try to get down to a point where we can get to a certain day a week at a certain time. and that way you know it's coming up. But for now, it's just brand new. So it's just like we're just back here just shooting the shit, trying to
It'll
get
get
you.
better. It'll get better, man. It took us about 50. But now I'm saying I almost gave us 15 minutes to get this shit ready. I'm gonna say about an hour.
Oh no, we're still fighting with the equipment.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's gonna get better, and like I said, we're gonna get everybody up in there and start having some fun, and then start fucking around a little bit. And I guarantee you, it's gonna be a great show.
Yeah. So we'll have you on the end. I will just look forward for our next show. See you at the fight, valleyfightnews.com.
Yeah,
no weak shit ever.
I'll tell you, we'll see you next week, for sure. And then we're gonna hit this back up again, and we'll start all over. And then we'll have a guest next time, though. This is just the beginning to show you what I got.
Little intro.
Yeah, and then we'll probably hit you up a little bit down the week for our next guest. We'll set it up, and then give you a hint, and then that way, when you know, you know.
That's it.
All right.
That's right.
Valley Fight News out.
That's it.
Hey.
I dig it.